Good morning, everybody. It's another episode of Intellectually Honest, unedited, uncut, and we're going to get right into it. It's time to be realistic about the Chicago Bulls. Where do we see them ending up next season? Are they number one seed in the East potential? Top 2, top 3, top 5, play in? What are the Bulls' ceiling? I guess I should say. What are their expectations next season with the addition of Lonzo Ball, DeMar DeRozan, Alex Caruso? What should we realistically, honestly, if we can take our fandom out of it, our bias out of it, what do you really see the Bulls doing? And to answer that question, it hinges on a few things. One, is Zach LaVine a winner? And I know people like to say, the dude, he's an all-star, he took another step, but the Bulls still missed the playoffs. Oh, he didn't have no help. You know what I'm saying? He can't do it all by himself. He had an all-star center. Oh, he caught COVID. So it's like, and all of those excuses, I'm not trying to say they're invalid. I'm just saying that it's kind of like the Devin Booker situation. People say that we were unfairly calling him empty calories. I don't think that was unfair to call Devin Booker that. His teams weren't just missing the playoffs. They were toward the bottom of the West. I don't think that was inaccurate. I don't think that was disrespectful. I think it was just factual. He was one of the best scorers in the league number wise, but his team was not. It wasn't reflected on his team. They were in 16 games and stuff like that. So I don't. And Zach LaVine is kind of Zach LaVine hasn't been on trash teams. Not all the time. Zach LaVine has had some. I'm not gonna say great teams, but he's been on some rosters where when you look at it, you think, okay, they should have at least made some noise. They should have at least been fighting for a playoff spot. So that's one thing. Is Zach LaVine a winner? And I think he can be. I think he just has to learn how to elevate his teammates. Not necessarily as a facilitator, but kind of in a Kobe Bryant kind of way. The Lakers were clearly better because of Kobe Bryant being on that roster. I think Zach LaVine needs to learn how to kind of implement that and emulate that a little bit. And I think he can do it. If he can do that, then the Bulls will take a definite next step. Another thing that needs to happen. Lonzo Ball has to take his game to another level. Lonzo Ball has to recapture his flair, that what we saw at Chino Hills and UCLA and Summer League and really some of his rookie year until Luke Walton and the Lakers kind of I think that whole situation just kind of took a toll on him. But we got to see Lonzo Ball kind of recapture just like that. Not just get his point guard duties back, but he has to take that and run with it. He has to not trying to have that Chris Paul effect on the Bulls like Chris Paul had on the Suns and Devin Booker. I think Lonzo is capable of that kind of impact. We've seen it at UCLA. He made UCLA what it was. So he has to have that kind of impact. He has to. I think Lonzo Ball. When it's all said and done, that Bulls roster, that Bulls team is gonna elevate more with Lonzo than they are with any other player on that roster. So Lonzo Ball, more importantly than anybody, has to take that next step. He has to become a fringe all-star. You know what I'm saying? Most improved. He has to take that next step. DeMar DeRozan, he has to show that he can play alongside of Zach LaVine. Because if we're being realistic, really, really real, DeMar DeRozan is just Zach LaVine without a three. You know, he has to show that his skill set can be useful in that Bulls offense. And that's the biggest mystery. That's the biggest mystery to me, because even when they first got when they first got DeMar DeRozan, I was hyped. I was like, oh snap, because I know DeRozan, he's a star. He's been a star in this league. I was like, oh snap, they got DeRozan. But as time has passed and I had more time to think about it, yeah, he really is Zach LaVine without the three, and but with a hell of a mid-range shot though. So it's gonna be one of those things where I think DeMar DeRozan is that's the biggest mystery. I think that with Lonzo, Zach, and Vooch, I think the Bulls are a playoff team. Like I think anybody who's saying that the Bulls are a play-in team or they won't make the playoffs, that's just ridiculous. Like show me why you think that. That is just that don't make no sense to me. And you probably don't know basketball like that. You probably just speaking from an emotional standpoint because you hate Lonzo or whatever. But anyway, moving on. So that's the biggest mystery. DeRozan has to show that he can be productive within the offense, despite his lack of consistent 3-point shot. And then last, Billy Donovan. Really, Billy Donovan needs to show, like kind of like Coach Mike Budenholzer did. He has to show, like, can you coach at a high level? Like Billy Donovan not only saved his job, not Billy Donovan, Mike Budenholzer for the Bucks not only saved his job this past season, but he took his stature, like his legacy, took a jump. He's a coach of the year, championship coach without a super team. He did it. Coach Bud. I mean, he had Drew Holiday picking Chris Paul up full court, and that changed it. Can Billy Donovan be that? So as far as what we realistically expect from the Bulls, there are definitely more questions than answers regarding them. I think there's a lot of optimism around them, and rightfully so. I think that Lonzo Ball, we have no reason to think that Lonzo Ball won't continue to get better because he's done it every year in the league. We have no reason to think that Zach LaVine won't get better because he took a big jump last year. Vooch has been a star center. He's proven his skill set is solid. So like individually, these players are proven, but team-wise, none of them have really, outside of DeRozan, back in the Toronto days, none of these guys have really proven that they can affect winning at the professional level. Lonzo, we haven't had a large enough sample size. Like, yeah, he came to the Lakers his rookie year. They had like a bit of an uptick in the number of wins they got, but they still didn't make the playoffs. LeBron came there. They were like a 4th seed or 3rd seed when LeBron got hurt, and Lonzo was kind of keeping them afloat. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, they still missed the playoff when Lonzo got hurt. So it's a lot of potential. It's a lot of optimism. But it's a lot of questions too about this Bulls roster. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my prediction based on what the Sixers are looking like, based on what I think the Knicks look like with the moves they've made, based on what I think the Miami Heat, and the Celtics think, the Heat, they might, the Celtics pretty much stagnated. We got Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and we just been running in circles since then. I say we because I'm a Celtics fan, if you didn't know. So based on what I've seen, the only teams that really should remain dominant in the East are the Milwaukee Bucks and the Brooklyn Nets. I just showed my age. The Brooklyn Nets used to be the New Jersey Nets, but yeah, so based on that, it's not beyond the realm of possibilities for the Bulls to reach a number 3 seed in the East. But it's also, but given all the mystery, it's also not beyond the realm of possibility for them to make the eighth seed. That's how much, it's going to swing one way or the other. I think it's either going to really, really, really work and we're all going to just be amazed and Lonzo Ball is going to take his rightful place as one of the future faces of this league, or it's all going to fall flat and we're going to have to reassess how we feel about Lonzo Ball. Even I will. Yeah, I think the potential is there, but I'm not delusional either. Like, you know what I mean? I used to think, y'all gonna laugh at me for this, but I used to think Kelly Oubre had star potential. I know y'all they're gonna be like, yo, look, whoa. You thought Kelly Oubre was gonna be a star? Unsubscribe. Alright, but anyway, Lonzo Ball, we just gotta be open and understand that there's a lot of question marks surrounding this roster. These are a lot of unproven guys. Personally, I think it will work. And I think it will work if they let Lonzo Ball make it work. And if they get in there and they try to make Zach LaVine, if they go back, they hedge their bets, they renege on the deal, and they try to have Zach LaVine running point, or they try to have Derozan running point, or they try to have, Vucevic be like Nikola Jokic and do the point center, it will fail. Lonzo Ball has to be the point guard of this team in order for them to reach their full potential. Because Lonzo Ball, despite the limitations of DeRozan, despite the players' individual skill sets, Lonzo Ball has the ability and the perception of the game to put them in the right spots and to maximize their productivity on the court. That's what makes Lonzo Ball so great. It's not just his physical tools. It's not just a skill set thing. It's not just, he can shoot the three. He can make the pass. It's just the way he perceives the game. His ability to perceive the game is what makes him so great of a point guard. And if they let him do that, and if he can take that next step and become like a Chris Paul type of point guard, which I think he can be a bigger Chris Paul, a bigger Jason Kidd. And I think that's the key. That's the key to unlocking the Bulls' full potential and having them reach that third seed. Because you can't tell me that you're going to sit here with a straight face and you don't have any question marks. Outside of the Nets and the Bucks, you don't have any question marks about the Sixers? Is Ben Simmons coming back? Joel Embiid played on a torn meniscus last year. Joel Embiid played. He played on I don't know if it was a full tour, partial tour. I know it was a meniscus injury of the tear variety, and he played on that joint last year. That you don't think a guy that size, you don't think that's gonna have any carryover effects? That ain't no scrape knee, dog. Indiana Pacers. Do we really expect anything from them? If so, tell me what in the comments. But like I said, Boston Celtics, we ain't doing nothing notable. The Knicks, they was a first round exit last year, and I don't think Kemba really helped. And I'm a Kemba fan. I don't think he really made them that much better. Can you honestly sit here and tell me with a straight face that you don't think the Bulls could ceiling? You don't think the Bulls could hit that number 3 seed if Lonzo Ball really does what he does and takes them to that next level and brings it all together? You're going to sit here and tell me with a straight face that you don't think the Bulls can be a 3rd seed? That you're just that impressed with the Washington Wizards? Like it's teams that were in the playoffs last year that won't be there. Like the Washington Wizards, let's go the other way. Let's say that the Bulls don't work fluidly and they end up being the 8th seed. You tell me they can't make the 8th seed? The Wizards won't be in the playoffs next year. I don't see a scenario like for all those guys saying the Bulls will be a play-in tournament. I don't see a scenario where the Bulls miss the playoffs. I just don't. So to bring it all full circle, I guess to wrap it up, I think the Bulls could definitely be a number 3 seed. I see them. That's what I'm putting my money on, because how special would that be? Or they could be the number 8 seed. But it all depends on Lonzo Ball, on if they stick to what they said and let him play his game, and let him run that thing. And if Lonzo Ball is up to the task, if he continues the trajectory he's on, regathers that flair, because people say LaMelo got more flair. Lonzo Ball has flair. Lonzo Ball's a star. Like, he's that. He's exciting. You know, but he lost his confidence somewhere along the way. His path has not been easy. If he can regain some of that star power and that flair, that confidence and that aura, you might be in for a movie over in Chicago next year. This is Intellectually Honest, signing out. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for the algorithm.